Today we'll be talking about one of the greatest funds, ETF funds out in the market. The symbol is VTI. I love this fund so much because it has a huge amount of gain and has so much value to it. So the current price is $123.38. The 52 weeks high and low is 109 to 172.56. That's a graph from 2001 to 2020. You see from 2001 has a very good incline and steady incline going up. Over here, unfortunately, there's a big crash right here. This is because of 2008 market crash, and it was a 50% market crash, and that's why the graph went down here. But from here, where it took a steady point, 36.81 was the lowest price. From that point, 2008 till up till today is $163. That is a huge amount of gain under this fund. So let's see its holdings. So this ETF funds, top 10 holdings for this ETF funds is Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Berkshire, Johnson and Johnson, JP Morgan Chase, and Visa. Those are the great companies to be owning. And with owning this ETF fund, and it gives you opportunity to own those companies, so you don't have to invest individually stocks in those companies. So let's look at the bigger picture right here. That is the better graph where it tells you how this stock market is, how this graph is reacting. If you look at right here, these D's, they all mean dividends. An ETF and a stock, if it pays dividend, that's the best investment to be, personally, from my point of view. So if I put this graph in one screen, as you see, the incline right here, it's a very steady incline from 2008, the market crash, but still after that, there's a great incline in the price right here. Now let me point a negative point here before we move on to the statistic of this ETF right here. So before the decline in 2008 market crash, the price value was 60 something, $63. And as you see on the market, on the lowest level of 2008, the market value was $37.86. So from $37.86 to 2020, as of today, this price value 275% in their price wise. Now how did it happen? Let me show you. So these are the calculation that I came up with. This is personally my calculation, which I hopefully will be able to help you to figure out how to pick and how to anticipate the value of the stock. So for first 10-year span, so what I did, I have short-term and I have long-term stocks. So let's start with the long-term. For the 10-year span from 2000 to 2010, which already passed, this ETF started at $55.81, and the final value was $44.78, and then there was a big drop in 2008 for market crash. So the gain of that 10-year span was negative 19%, but when you look at the next 10-year span from 2010 to 2020, the gain was 275%. That is a great amount of gain that any ETF or stock can have. Now, with an anticipated value from 2020 and how this stock will react in next 30 years, 20 to 30 years, I'll show you how it works. So what I did, I basically picked these two scenarios, took out an average price, which includes how the market was reacting in the Great Recession, which is a plus point in any calculation. So makes you mentally prepare how your investment will be reacting. So I included that negative factor and plus the positive factor in this calculation. So let's say if you invest $30,000 based on the Based on the average prices and average gains from here, in 10 years your gain will be 20,000 on the 30,000. Your total value of stock will be, ETF will be 50,000. If you leave that money for next 10 years, which will come up to 77,000. Now your return value is 27,000 for 20 years on $30,000 investment. Now if you leave it for another 10 years, which will make it to 30 years, that 30,000 will end up to being 112,000, which will give you a $35,000 gain. So your $30,000 investment in 30 years will give you 112,000, which is a 274% gain. Now this gain includes the negative factor of 2008, the great market recession, which we haven't had in the last 10 years, and hopefully we will not have another recession like this, which means this gain is more likely to be higher. This is the least amount that I can possibly come up. Think about it, that the ETF will react to it. Your investment is still safe. You're still gaining 274%, but I believe this ETF will work in a way where you would have more than 275% gain in next 30 years if you keep it for next 30 years. Now this is for short term, 7 years. If I would say a shorter term for me is only to keep money in market for 7 years at least. Now for the first 7 years, from 2001 to 2007, this ETF reacted with a gain of 16%. But next 7 years, from 2007 and now 2008, there was a market crash. Even with that, this ETF reacted with the 16% gain, which is good, which is amazing. Now from 2013 to 2020, the gain went up to 39%. That's a 7 year span. Now what I did, I took an average, including the negative factor, which is a very good point, that if you include in your investment, so you have an idea how your money will react and will make you consider a secure investment. So initial investment, if you do for 30,000 for 7 year span, your gain is 6,000. You end up being with 36,259. Another 7 years, that will go up to 43,768. Another 7 years, which will make it to 7 year span, 21 years, your total value will go up to 51,922. So for 7 year span, total of 21 years, if you invested 30,000, your final values end up being 51,922, which will give you 73% of gain, but that is for 21 years. But if you look at the picture in 30 years, your gain is 274%. So I let you pick this one, which year and how long you want to invest your money in it. And thank you for watching this video. Please share, like, and comment. And if you have any comment, if you want me to cover any specific value investment, please comment. Thank you very much.